Chapter 1106. Both bodyguards exploded with a powerful spiritual pressure. Both of them were ambience-level cultivators, ready to attack Wilbur at any second. Wilbur's brows furrowed, but he did nothing. Demi raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure you haven't gotten the wrong guy, Mr. Smith?" "The wrong guy?" Smith smirked. "I've seen this man before. He's from Dasha." Demi smiled. "Half these people are from Dasha. That doesn't mean anything. But your old bodyguard was buff, a man and local. That's got to count for something," said Smith. Demi looked at him. "So I changed bodyguards. What's wrong with that?" "Get him," Smith ordered sharply, uncaring of what Demi had to say. The bodyguards exploded with spiritual energy at once, and fierce winds kicked up in the room. One of the bodyguards reached out to grab Wilbur's shoulder while the other one threw a punch at Wilbur's stomach. If either attack were to connect, even someone of peak ambience level would be immediately disarmed and incapacitated. Demi said nothing, watching coldly. Wilbur sneered. He did not seem to be channeling any spiritual energy at all. What he did was raise his leg and make a sharp kick at the bodyguard aiming for his stomach. A sharp howl rang through the air as he raised his leg, coming from the speed of the kick piercing through the air. The bodyguard's attack barely made contact with Wilbur's body before he was sent flying into the air. Right after that, Wilbur spun around at high speed. He retracted his leg from the last kick and launched yet another kick in front of him. The other bodyguard's outstretched arm let out a sickening crunch as his bones broke from Wilbur's kick. The bodyguard cried out in pain, retreating quickly. At the same time, the other bodyguard collapsed to the ground heavily. All of that seemed to have happened in the blink of an eye. Both bodyguards had attacked at high speed with great precision. However, Wilbur managed to defeat them with merely 2 kicks. Just then, Wilbur returned to his position by Demi's side with his hands in his pocket. There was an approving look in Demi's eyes, while Smith's expression was one of utter shock. Smith's bodyguards were at least at the ambience level. How had they been defeated just like that? Demi smiled at the dazed look on his face. "What exactly made you suspect my bodyguard, Mr. Smith?" Smith snapped out of his stupor, letting out a sigh. "You know how dangerous our line of work is, Demi. Of course, I'm going to get antsy when strangers show up out of nowhere. I was just testing the guy. You know how I deal with things." "I do, otherwise I wouldn't be speaking to you so politely. You're on my turf right now, you know," said Demi with a smile. In Muatown, Demi had the upper hand no matter what. Her inaction was considered quite a show of courtesy on her end, considering the fact that Smith had just attacked one of her subordinates. There was also the fact that Wilbur had managed to completely take down the 2 opponents, making Demi look good as well. Just then, the bodyguards returned to stand behind Smith. One of them was coughing up blood, while the other was clutching his shattered arm. Both men looked to be in pain. Smith flushed with indignity, but he still said, "All right then, since you're sure there's nothing wrong with your guy, let's get back to what we were here to talk about. Please, sit down." Demi smiled, sitting down on the couch. Wilbur sat in the corner, smoking quietly. Demi and Smith began their discussion. The deal was that Smith had ordered a group of 100 young women from Demi, each of them priced at $500,000.